After 11 long years in Portland for Damian Lillard, his time has come to an end with the Trailblazers and his new journey in the Milwaukee Bucks system with Giannis, Chris Middleton, Brook Lopez, Bobby Portis, all those guys. That journey has started. An insane trade, just an absolute bombshell of a trade happened after a very dry offseason. And to be honest, that is the main reason why I have not uploaded in I think 90 something days. Like, it has been months since we have had good NBA topics to talk about. The last things were like the Wizards and Suns making deals and signings and trades and stuff, and the Celtics. That was the last good juicy stuff in the NBA, and it was just dryness from then until now. But Dame has been traded after a little bit over 24 hours. I've actually let things sink in. I've thought about the deals for all three teams in the deal, and I have my thoughts fully collected, and here it is. So if you're not aware, Damian Lillard, in my opinion, the greatest Trailblazer of all time, Portland Trailblazer of all time. I know Clyde the Glide Drexler, I know Bill Walton won them their only championship, but Dame is just that dude on the court. Dame time. Like, he has done everything in his power to lead the Blazers to a championship. Unfortunately, he couldn't get it done in his 11-year career, I guess you can say, in Portland. But I do not think that is his fault. The front office didn't always make the best of teams. That is the main reason why Dame requested a trade this offseason. And especially of recently, they've been drafting young players. They've been not really trading their picks often. Like, it doesn't seem like they're fully committed to Dame at this point of his career, which, I mean, I think that's the right move in all honesty. Dame is getting older. They have opportunities to go really young with Shaedon Sharpe, Anthony Simons, and of course, as of recently, Scoot Henderson. So I do think it was time for both parties to separate, and I think, honestly, this is probably the best scenario for both sides. Portland is getting back. Let's go through the full trade details, and then we'll get into some stuff. The Bucks get Damian Lillard, obviously, in my opinion, top 3 point guard in the league, and it has been for the past 6-7 years or so. Maybe not 6-7, maybe like 6 to 5 years. Dame has just been on the top of the top in point guard list. So the Bucks get Damian Lillard, pair him alongside Giannis and Chris Middleton. But one person they don't pair him alongside is Jrue Holiday. The Bucks are sending Jrue Holiday to the Blazers. So the Blazers are getting Jrue Holiday, DeAndre Ayton from the Suns, Kamara, dude, I apologize, I don't know who that is. 2029 first round pick, 2 pick swaps. And then the Suns are in this deal, getting Yusuf Nurkic, Grayson Allen, Nazir Little, and Keon Johnson. So for the Bucks, I'm just gonna go through each 3 teams and say what I think about the deal, and then we'll get into the nitty-gritty stuff. For the Bucks, A+. I'm not gonna grade each team, but A+ trade. The greatest trade they've made probably ever. I don't know ever, but in a very long time, depending on the outcome of this deal. Of course, the Jrue Holiday and everything, getting Jrue Holiday from the Pelicans was a great deal as well, because that eventually did lead to a championship. But this trade right here might lead to multiple championships. In a couple years, we might be looking at this deal and say this is one of the greatest trades of all time. And for Bucks fans, I do hope so. I've always liked Giannis and everything, but Damian Lillard with Giannis is making possibly the greatest duo we've seen since LeBron and Wade, maybe in the Heatles days. And it just might beat that. I don't want to overhype this because we don't know how Giannis and Dame are going to be on the court. But on paper, this duo is perfect. And for the Bucks organization and front office, Giannis has been hinting out this whole offseason how it's not impossible for him to leave if there's a better situation out there. Basically hinting and giving the Bucks organization and front office a heads up how it is possible for him to leave, and he's not fully committed if they aren't fully committed to him. This trade completely shut down those conversations, I'm assuming, for Giannis, that he's not going to leave. This team is fully committed to him, wants Giannis to be a lifelong Buck, and Damian Lillard being alongside him, I would think, would convince him to stay for his entire career, or at least extend it way longer than it would have been. And for Damian Lillard, I know Damian Lillard was wanting to go to Miami, that was his main target, and of course, like, the Raptors were in conversations, the Bulls were in conversations, I think the Clippers were in the conversation a little bit, maybe even the 76ers, but in reality, Miami was the main spot that Dame wanted to go to, because obviously they just went to the finals. Jimmy Butler's over there, Bam's over there. They have a great defense, but the one thing they're missing, a consistent offense, especially with Tyler Hero. He hasn't been able to stay healthy as of late in the past couple years. Dame is a automatic bucket getter, probably the best or one of the best bucket getters in the league. You add that to one of the best defenses in the league already. That is a recipe for success. Miami would have been a great spot for Dame, but they just can't get any deals done for some reason with these superstars. They wanted to target Bradley Beal early on in the offseason before he went to the Suns. Couldn't get him. Donovan Mitchell, couldn't get him. Giannis, couldn't get him. Dame, and they still could not get Dame. It has just not been a great offseason for Miami. And I feel like I've been saying that for the past couple seasons, where they try and get these big names, big superstars that would fit great with their team, and they just can't land them. But the thing is they go crazy in the playoffs still. Last offseason, I don't know if I ever made a video on it, but I thought the Miami Heat had a really bad offseason. They didn't do anything and they lost players, and they still made it to the NBA Finals this past season. Who knows, they might still make it back to the finals this year, but as of right now, I'm not liking how things are going for the Miami Heat. They're staying the same, and in an Eastern Conference that's getting better and better with the Celtics getting Porzingis, the Bucks adding Damian Lillard, like it's just getting crazy over there out east, while the Miami Heat are kind of sitting there saying, hey, we have good weather and a beach, come join us. That's not going to get it done nowadays, it seems like. So for the Bucks, great trade. I love it for not only the fact of getting Damian Lillard, a superstar player, but they're also really convincing Giannis to stay with us and really convincing him that they are committed to him and winning with him. But for the Blazers, I like this deal a lot as well, actually. Now for the Blazers, this is one reason why I'm not going to grade for every single team. They have yet to find a trade partner for Jrue Holiday. As soon as this deal went down with Damian Lillard and everything, it was said immediately that the Blazers were trying to find a trade partner for Jrue Holiday. They are not expecting to keep him at all. They want to trade him immediately. So as of right now, I don't know what the Blazers are going to get back for Jrue Holiday. I don't know by the time I upload this, the trade will already have happened. But they get Jrue Holiday. They're going to trade him immediately, probably, I'm assuming, before training camp starts, which is in about 1 week. I believe it's October 4th when it starts, which is about a week from now. So Jrue Holiday, DeAndre Ayton. I think DeAndre Ayton is a pretty good pickup. I'm not gonna lie. Ayton, I know, gets a lot of backlash for, not living up to his #1 pick status that he got. He was drafted over Luka Doncic, drafted over Trae Young. That was a great draft class, maybe besides Marvin Bagley, but that was a great draft class. DeAndre Ayton was the first pick in the class, and he's probably one of the most disappointing players in the class, but that does not take away from how decent he's been with the Suns, especially with the role that he's been given, which in my opinion isn't too fair to what his game is. When you get a #1 overall pick, DeAndre Ayton, he wants the ball, he needs the ball, and he did get the ball at times when he had Chris Paul as his point guard. Chris Paul is one of the best facilitators we've ever seen, always making David West look good out there, making Clint Capella look good out there, Blake Griffin, DeAndre Jordan, he makes all these guys look good at center. He gets his centers paid, but DeAndre Ayton didn't look like incredible, but that's because that's not his game. His game is not pick and roll type center. He's not Steven Adams. He's not David West, Blake Griffin, DeAndre Jordan. He's a guy that you can give the ball on the block and let him go to work. But that's not the Suns' playing style. Their game plan is not give DeAndre Ayton the ball for majority of the game and let him go to work like Joel Embiid. That's not their game plan. Their game plan is give it to CP3 when they had him, give it to D-Book, give it to Kevin Durant now, and Bradley Beal now as well. DeAndre Ayton was going to come fourth down the lineup that's going to get the ball for plays. Like, he was not going to be a primary target at all to run plays for. They have three more people above him that deserve it more. I'm not going to say DeAndre Ayton deserves it more, but it's just not a great situation for him. I think it was the right move to get him out of there, let him develop with the Trailblazers team that's young, trying to just develop a bunch of dudes, get their game styles, try and mix them together, see who works, who doesn't. Scoot Henderson, I think, is going to have the keys to this team. I don't think DeAndre Ayton's going to come in and be like, this is my team now. I think this is Scoot Henderson's team. Even though he's a rookie, he hasn't played one actual NBA game with them yet. I think this is his team. DeAndre Ayton, I think, is going to fit well. Just tell him to go to work, do your thing. What you couldn't do in Phoenix, do here. Experiment, do whatever. See what fits you. And hopefully we can see a fully unlocked DeAndre Ayton this year. Well, I like that for the Blazers. They get Tamani Kamara. I'm sorry, I don't know who that is. I'm not going to talk about him. I don't want to, talk too high on him, too low on him. I'm just going to say his name. They got him. Cool. They got a 2029 first round pick. Cool, that guy's probably in middle school right now. I don't know. 2 pick swaps. I think the Blazers, they gave up Damian Lillard, who's probably the greatest player of all time. Does that trade package sound that amazing? No, but Dame requested a trade. When your star requests a trade, your hands are kind of behind your back at that point. You got to do something to please your guy. And especially we don't know what they get for Jrue Holiday yet, so it could be a way better deal. And for the Suns, I think this is pretty decent for the Suns as well. The Suns get Yusuf Nurkic, Grayson Allen, Nasir Little, and Keon Johnson. I think Nurkic for Ayton, skill level, Ayton is probably the better player, but Nurkic, I think, is the better role or better fit for their team. He does not demand the ball as much as Ayton does, because Ayton's actually got to score. He is not the greatest playmaker. Nurkic can playmake that ball way better than Ayton, in my opinion, and still has the ability to back down guys whenever the second unit's out there or something. Like, Nurkic can definitely get it done. And also, Ayton and the Suns' relationship, I don't think that was that well. So just get Nurkic in there. They're decently similar. I think Ayton is the better player. I think they're downgrading in that center spot. But I think Nurkic is not that much of a drop-off to where it's, a bad trade in my opinion. Grayson Allen, I think, is very underrated player in the league. Gets the job done, plays his role very well. I know a lot of people don't like him because they think he's a dirty player. Not going to comment on that, but he does hit his 3 balls. He does play defense. I think that's exactly what the Phoenix Suns need right now. Nasir Little, decent player. Keon Johnson, probably not going to get minutes on this team. But for the Suns, I think they just deepen their bench even more. And I really like the off seasons for the Suns, I'm not going to lie. They got Kevin Durant. Their bench was almost nothing. Like, that bench was awful. And this whole offseason, they have continued to fill out that bench. And I've really liked what they've done so far. And it's kind of funny, in my opinion, that the Bucks are, as of right now, easily the favorites in betting and everything. Like, Las Vegas is saying the Milwaukee Bucks are favorites to win the championship this year. The Phoenix Suns are not far behind them, and they're in the same trade with each other. It's kind of funny. But yeah, the Milwaukee Bucks making huge moves out here. The Blazers doing what they got to do, get rid of their star player. Unfortunate for Blazers fans. I know it's hard to see your star player get traded and go to another team. But at the end of the day, I do think it is best for your franchise in the long run. Dame wasn't able to get it done, and he wasn't going to get it done anytime soon with that team. So as of right now, for Damian Lillard, he is in prime position to win a championship. And man, I cannot wait for those conversations if he gets a championship or multiple championships. What those conversations are going to be like when you talk about top 5, top 10 point guards of all time. Damian Lillard is going to start creeping up on those lists if he starts getting that jewelry. So going into where Jrue Holiday could land, apparently the Warriors are in the race, willing to do a retrade of Chris Paul. That I don't understand at all, honestly. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know why the Blazers would try and get another old point guard, an even older point guard. I get like being a mentor and stuff to Scoot Henderson and everything, but like I don't think Chris Paul is at that point of his career where he wants to be a mentor and be with a 20-win Portland team. And obviously Chris Paul wouldn't have a say, I don't think. I don't think he has any trade clause or anything, but like, that would be some tough luck for Chris Paul if he's like at the very end of his career and he's trying to win a championship bad. Like, he wants that ring and he gets traded to a rebuilding Portland Trailblazers team. But other teams that are interested in Jrue Holiday are Miami, Boston, and Toronto. And apparently 76ers too, maybe getting a reunion of Jrue Holiday back into his original stomping grounds in the league. One last thing about Dame, he actually posted his goodbye and thank you and love and everything to the Portland Trailblazers fan and organization. I'll put that all on the screen right now if you want to pause and zoom in or whatever. I'm not going to read it all, it's a ton of stuff, but if you want to pause and read, go right ahead. It's on his Twitter if you also want to see it there and everything. But also on his Twitter that I noticed, Damian Lillard retweeted this from Blazers Palace. He retweeted this. I really believe at Damian Lillard gonna win a couple championships or a couple chips in Milwaukee, then return to Portland and retire a Blazer. So Dame is definitely putting it on the table from what I'm assuming. I don't know, he just retweeted something. I could be looking into it too much, but if Dame were to win a championship or championships, plural, he could just return to Portland and retire there for a happy ending to his career and everything. That would be pretty cool. I'm just gonna put that out there. Dame did retweet that, I did notice that. And if you're a Trailblazers fan, that could be a little bit of a happy thought, I guess, to think about. Instead of just thinking about Dame is gone forever. I loved him so much and now he's never gonna wear this jersey again. He could have eventually come back towards the end of his career, and that could be pretty cool. But Hoop Session has not been in session for a while. I'm not gonna lie. I know if you stuck around for the end of the video, I know I've not been uploading for a while, but preseason is about to start, training camp is about to start, regular season is in about a month. It is about to get serious. It is about to get crazy. This season is about to be goated. And I hope to see you guys in the next video. And if you did like this video, hit the like button down below, subscribe, and notification bell so you can be notified as soon as I upload. If you agree, disagree, or you're on the fence with what I'm saying, put it down in the comments below. Let's have a conversation about it. Be respectful, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Peace out.